One shot, now the future is yours. Go. Yeah, I was building on the lecture. Verses coming daily under pressure. Working on applying the scheme. The true style trademark is at the edge of your dreams. I'm talking one shot for the kill. The priest cut freeze up, straight dropping the chills. I'm talking taking over pieces and shares. A bomb big sky high. Check the movement is here. Yeah. It's one shot. Now the future is yours. Go. Turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the formula and chemistry. The memories spark and motivate and make the industry shake. We put the bars in the brakes. I'm talking one chance at best, yes. Painting pictures for the culture, keep the brushes fresh. Flip the camera, work the drummer, passion never rests. Freedom is a teacher under pressure, now we blessed. See, I was so good for the good. There's one shot, now the future is yours. Go. Yeah. It's one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
Welcome everybody and welcome to the New Zealand Heritage Hockey Tournament 2024, the place where culture and pride hit the turf and some of the best players in the country have the chance to stand up and represent their heritage. We're coming to you live from the National Hockey Stadium here in North Harbour, home of the North Harbour Hockey Association and of course home of the New Zealand Black Sticks. It's day 2 of the tournament here, Saturday, Easter Saturday, beautiful sunny day. It has been all day, a little bit better than yesterday's showers. With a game under their belt, both these teams need a win out here in today's matchup. I'm Brad Pittman and we'll be with you this whole entire Easter weekend, bringing you 16 games of the Heritage Tournament. I'm joined in commentary by New Zealand Asian coach, New Zealand Pacifica sometimes player, New Zealand Māori coach, coach legend, anything to get a free jacket, Sammy Hewitt. Sammy, welcome brother.
Kia ora, Bulla. Yeah, it's exciting to be back in the booth, especially after a bit of shaky game this morning with the Asian boys, but yeah, it's going to be a good tussle out here, 2 physical teams. So.
Yeah, and it's 2 sides that you're pretty familiar with. Of course, I mentioned playing for the Pacifica boys over the last couple of years, and then your involvement coaching-wise with New Zealand Māori hockey, junior and senior now. So some players out here that I'm sure you'll know pretty well. It is an exciting matchup, and I mentioned 2 teams that need to win. They both came off losses yesterday. The Māori team going down, of course, to the Indians, and the Fijian boys ended up losing a shootout to your Asian side. So we expect a pretty physical one out here this afternoon.
Yeah, very physical. I think it's going to be a battle into who can hold on to the ball at times, because there will be a lot of wave hockey, I think, between the two, being very counter-attack like teams. But yeah, looking forward to seeing some great talent on show once again.
Yeah, as we see the two teams warming up, that there is the NZ Fiji side in the white strip, made up mostly of Pacific boys. And then in the black singlets, of course, the junior Māori side taking part here this afternoon. And the exciting thing is I've heard Tymon Iverson's in the strip for the junior side. I don't know how junior. There's be an under-40s side coming up or something. Harley will be pads on shortly. But no, in addition to the side there, and he's a handy addition to Tymon Iverson. He'll just steady the ship a little bit, I think, give them a bit of experience in the middle of the field, show a bit of leadership, and he'll be big for the Māori team.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously coming off a World Cup as well. He's actually looking really good. He's lost a few kegs, not in the booty region, but yeah, it'd be good to have him out there for this junior side, like you said, to have a bit of experience to get them around the park.
Yeah, and playing some good club hockey too, I've heard. The Harbour Indians boys 2 from 2 at the moment, perhaps to some surprise in the intercity comp. But yeah, no, awesome to have him out here. On the other side, there's only one name that we need to mention after yesterday's effort, and it's Rocco Ludolf, who is an absolute gun. In a losing effort yesterday, he was probably the best on ground. Epic highlight reel. If you go back and watch the highlights from yesterday, it's him and it's John Casey, realistically. Rocco's an absolute gun, can create something out of nothing. Wears the socks halfway up his legs. You love to see it. There he is in the number 8, excitement machine. Sammy, how do you try and put a pause on someone like Rocco?
It is hard because he sort of lures you in, and then he'll just beat you with speed. So what I was telling the boys yesterday is to not get flat in the tackle and try and ride it as long as you can. But easier said than done. And then with Rocco, I think this weekend he's showed us another little skill he's been working on, and that's his drag flick, which he nailed Quinton with yesterday. But yeah, with Rocco, with guys like that, it's best to just stay in the challenge and not give him the opportunity to skin you, because he will do it.
Yeah, he's one of those players, it's hard to explain, but he's got a real change of tempo in him. He's quite long and he looks like he's a bit slow on things, and he's just cruising, and then it only takes a split second and he's around the outside real quick. So probably similar to someone like Saj Patel, who plays in a similar kind of style, quite upright until they put the hammer down, and all of a sudden you're 2 steps behind. So, well,
Rocco's first goal yesterday, he did the same move 3 times and got the same result every time, and then just calmly pushed it in the goal. So yeah, he'll be one to watch today. Yeah,
as we saw the captains come together there, it was Adrian Smith and Norpeter Hohepa, the 2 captains of the sides, with our umpires out there for today, Connor Walsh and Jacob Camilleri in the pinks. Good to see the crowd have stuck around, Sammy, for the 4 o'clock game. Beautiful day here at North Harbour, putting it on for Easter weekend. We're stoked to be up here. You're pretty familiar with the place, playing and coaching most of your hockey up here.
Yeah, so obviously started a lot of my career at Somerville through my grandparents, and then had a year or 2 off and got lured back in through North Shore United, and yeah, haven't looked back since. And yeah, been getting some good opportunities lately, so yeah, it's been good to give back in the coaching space. Yeah,
just as the teams come out, we're going to talk about that. You mentioned a World Cup, and you know, the New Zealand Māori being able to represent New Zealand, represent Aotearoa over at the Fives World Cup in Oman. Talk to us a little bit about that experience.
Oh, it was unreal. To first even just get the opportunity to get to a World Cup was amazing, and then to show our culture to the world was a little cherry on the top. And you know, the boys had to play against a lot of full international hockey players, and you know, we got some good results, some not so good results, but the experience will be something these guys never forget. So yeah, absolutely enjoyed it, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we can keep it and give it opportunities some more young Māori talent around the country.
Yeah, and speaking of that Fives experience, something interesting has come out of it that's impacting this week's tournament. Obviously, the connections built and I guess reconnected with the Fiji boys has opened up that pathway for some of them to travel across this weekend. Talk to us about that situation.
Oh, it was unreal with them as well. Just being at a World Cup, you know, you think of Fiji and you think of rugby and physical sports, and to have them at a World Cup was amazing. And same thing for them. You know, they would sing before the games and bring a big part of their culture to the tournament. And we obviously had a really good game against them when we were down by a bit and had a big comeback. So yeah, for them just to be at the World Cup and now filtering it down to Heritage Tournament, it's awesome for the tournament, but also awesome for their native Fijians to come over and experience a good level of hockey.
Yeah, that's it. So for those of you unaware, there is a handful of Fijian players, international players that have come across this weekend to be part of and represent New Zealand Fiji at this Heritage Tournament. Super cool opportunity that we've been able to put together here for those guys to get out and experience some hockey. I was talking to a couple of people. They've only got one turf over there in Fiji and over in Suva, and to be fair, it's been out of action for the last little while. So
yeah, and even cool, I know Calvin and Zane actually went over and played in the Pacific Games for them as well. So that sort of back and forth between the associations is good for their development.
Yeah, we're underway out here now in our second men's matchup for the day. It's the New Zealand junior Māori side with first use of the ball. And a team that your Asian boys are going to face up against tomorrow. So perhaps a little bit of an opportunity to have a look at a few things. But like I said, you're no stranger to a few of these boys.
Yeah, and that's good. We've had a bit of a shift from last year. Obviously, a core of them are back again. But it's good to see a lot of the Rua boys here. Obviously, they've been doing bits in their space down in Rotorua, so it's good that they get the opportunity for this juniors team. Yeah,
that's it, and it is a real junior side, with the exception of Ty, who, like I said, has been called in as a little bit of replacement cover today, but it's a really young side. These guys 16, 17 out here today and representing. First opportunity, big one here for NZ Fiji. Overrun there, Kirby. Oh, and it's gone through anyway. The old bobbler beats them all. It's not how they drew it up, I'm sure, but Kevin Guttenbiel, I'm pretty sure the benefactor of it, there he is.
Maybe they should have tried that one yesterday.
Yeah, rather than keep flicking it at John Casey, they've found the bouncer. Breaks through the defenders and through Miles Landon there in goal. I've got to make mention of Miles Landon. I thought he was exceptional in their game yesterday against the New Zealand Indian side. Kept them at bay for the whole first half where he was on. Young goalkeeper out of the Waikato, and yeah, looking really good.
Yeah, it's actually a position where we're really solid at in Māori hockey at the moment. Obviously Grasick, Solomon, you got Trey McLeod, and Miles out here today, so the future's looking good for that position now that old Harley's gone. Yeah,
and it's a bit of a change really, because it was a position that we're kind of desperately hanging on to. Harley Kopa and Ngātana Waka kind of held the ship steady for a solid 10 plus years there and didn't really have much else.
And we still got Felix in the works as well, so
yeah, it is good times and good signs of the growth, and anyone that is familiar with Māori hockey knows how much the tournament's been growing over the last couple of years. It's going to get to the point where it's going to outgrow Labour Weekend.
Yeah. Nice bit of interplay there with Rocco. Nice tackle there.
Yeah, solid tackle. That is talking of Ngātana Waka. That's his young fella, Tristan.
Yep. Very big body there at the back. He's got some good skills for a big man.
Yeah, one of those Rua Mata boys you talk about. I think there's 6 of them, I dare say, in the side this weekend. Hard to talk about Rua Mata without mentioning the work that Tingarangi Tauira does down there. For any of you that haven't seen the doco, get about it, because it's probably one of the best watches I've seen in a long time, sports, especially for New Zealand.
Yeah, for sure. You don't get many hockey docos that come around at all.
No, and not as genuine as that. I think that's the biggest part that's resonated with everybody, just how genuine it was put together and really well represented. Not only the sport, but the journey that those boys are on. So this Fiji side here with a couple of attacks. Here's another circle entry. There, just runs over the back line.
Yeah, they do like to enter around from the baseline, this Polynesian team, which can be quite hard to stop at times because they do pass it quite quickly. But as long as the Māori boys just stay in their structure, they should be all right.
Yeah, so what we've come accustomed to see from some of these guys, they're big bodies around the defensive group. They're guys that can hit a good long ball, the likes of Julius Talaval, Zaynar Yuk, them sort of boys. So they can stretch out their back group quite a bit and really push some spaces there. So look for those baseline entries, the T-bars, guys like Dan Scanlon, Adam Kailea, etc. Being able to show some skill. Here we see Zane Ayuk, great entry in.
Watch very good close skills does Jacob has.
A little 3D along the baseline there.
Yep.
Actually got a similar style to Dan Scanlon, just the way he receives the ball and gets it off the ground pretty quickly. Really hard to defend. Touch there. There is Ludolf. He doesn't need too many invitations at that. Just sprayed off the top edge of the stick, but that's the warning signs there of Rocco Ludolf.
And that's just Jan to a T. He just loves to create for other players. Just stepped out of the circle, little one touch, and you know that's how fast you can turn. Just a bit of a pass into a shot on goal.
Adam Kailea on the defensive end. Never thought I'd say that in the same sentence, but
yeah, he definitely would have had a chat to the ref there too.
You were saying yesterday he's looking in good shape too, Adam.
Yep.
He's starting to tune in and wanting to give it a good crack in the next couple of seasons. So
yeah, it's good to see him back in good shape. I was just chatting to him before actually, and he's in a good headspace. So yeah, happy for him. And I was telling him, you know, you don't want to try lose weight when you're my age at 20, or 28, 29, and then get injured the whole season. So it's better to do it now.
yeah. He's a world of talent. We all knew the talent that he was. Just love to see it get put together on the hockey field. And here comes Gutenberg, the goal scorer. Oh, Jan, what a steal. And a shot.
Yep. There's probably no other result there when Jan's free in the circle.
You say setting up for other people, but if it's sitting there on a plate for him, when Jandal hits it, it stays hit. And that thing came out quicker than it went in.
Well, I'm glad he didn't hit that one yesterday that he wanted. So probably would have won them the game. But honestly, Jan just, he's like, he just doesn't stop. Just at his age, you just look at him and you think, you know, you wish you'd be like him. But he's just so valuable for any side he plays in. Just the way he chats and gets people around the park. Yeah, he's good for hockey in general. Yeah.
And you talk about not wanting to wait too late to get in shape and all the rest of it. He's the opposite of it. He's stayed in shape and probably will for the next 30 as well.
Yeah, he's like the LeBron of hockey.
Yeah, that's it, timeless.
Yeah.
He'll outlast a whole bunch of us.
Yeah, they're looking to overload here. Oh.
Just a little bounce up off the stick there, Julius Talaval. He had Zaynar Yuk up ahead of him, so they'd stacked up that right side. And Keelan Stafford there will work up that left-hand side. Another one out of the Waikato area. I think one of the oldest players in the team this weekend for the junior Māori side. Yeah,
and he was actually a late call-up last year, and he's actually developed a lot since then. So, obviously coming off the back of a maiden tournament for Waikato.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's good to see a few of these guys out here. You got Norps obviously, and a few other young guys. So. Yeah, it's Caleb. He's always in the walls, that kid. Yeah,
he's. I was just talking to his mum before the game. It's not often you don't see him given 100%, and he's a goer.
Yeah,
he's look at it.
Yep.
And just to chase it, it's a long corner, brother. It's your ball.
Yeah, he's definitely got a lot of passion, that kid. It's about channeling it.
There's Pineapple Hawk there with Norpeta Hohepa, just working down in that right corner. Norps has come a long way over the last few years. Certainly his development coming up here to play as hockey as well up in Auckland, and taking the skills that he learnt through Ruamata and through Waiariki and really putting it on here.
Yeah, both the brothers are, they just keep getting better and better. Obviously they're a little bit different in styles, but yeah, those two brothers as a whole are really the glue to this team, so it'd be good to see if we can maybe unlock Te Oranga a little bit further up the field, and Norps will probably be the one that gives them the pass. So.
Yeah. We see a couple of little shoulder-to-shoulder contests all the way down the field. That was Te Oranga.
It had to be the two smallest guys doing it.
Yeah, that's it. Calvin Ratabuli and Te Oranga Hohepa.
As we see Taimana on the field.
Yeah, Iverson there on the ball.
Yeah, very solid in position, Tai.
Yeah, there's the entry, baseline there. There's those 3D skills again. We talked about them earlier. Well defended in the end there by the Māori boys. And still 2 goals of difference here, about halfway through this first quarter. And there's Caleb Williamson doing what he does best, getting in the thick of things.
Yeah. There's definitely some goals in this juniors team. They're just, yeah, get a bit of ball through the midfield, get it transitioning side to side, and then unlock, you know, the speed of Caleb and the rawness of TJ. There's definitely goals out here. Yeah,
absolutely. We saw some pretty good individual skill from Braithen Lemon yesterday in his goal against the Indian side. He's gone solo in the circle, so you're right, there's goals in it. It's just building it up against this pretty well-oiled Fiji unit.
Oh, he's been in the walls this week, old mate.
Yeah, Chad Eastgate, yeah, one of the guys that have come across from Fiji.
Yeah, I love the passion. He just gets stuck into it.
Yep. Here's Waka, and looks like Simon Iverson's playing at the back there as well. This is part of a Hawk now. Hawk just looking for an option, hoping to play short. Pick it up there through Te Oranga Hohepa. But turned over. Here's some space here for Kevin Gutenbiel. Good defence again there by the Fiji boys. They're really getting into this high press and trying to put some pressure on up the field. Save the legs, I think, of their back group a little bit. Here's Ratabuli, Calvin Ratabuli.
He's another one that's come a long way in the last couple of years. You know, he used to just be the kid that used to come and sort of hang around the group and not get much game time. But he did really well. I think he was top goal scorer at the Pacific Games, which is it's a good effort for a kid who's done a lot to progress in the last couple of years.
Yeah, and that's awesome to see. He'll be the first one to tell you that creating this Pacific pathway really helped him on his way there, and you know, getting some good quality hockey under his belt. So, you know, one of the real success stories, and one of many.
100%,
bred out of this heritage program in the first 4 years. TJ Huranui there trying to slide and take one in. I tell you what, I didn't think the mullet could get any better, but the braided mullet, Sammy, talk to me about it.
Oh, he looks like Predator. That's what I was saying to him yesterday. Although you won't want to get anywhere close to that while he's running. You get bloody whipped in the eye.
Yeah, well, that's it. I reckon you get close and gives it a little shake, and Talavau working out here. This is, read like a book there. Te Oranga Hohepa and Timon Iverson. Being smart there at the moment, those two. Opening up that space. There it is for Te Oranga, and through with Waka.
Yep, Adam said he was going to do that before the game, and he has done it. So
he might have been fighting out of his weight class a little bit there, Te Oranga. I'd say that's featherweight versus fridge weight.
That's it. Adam ain't going to go around you, so there's only one way with him.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And here's another unit, Julius Talavau.
It's a great pass.
Peach. Bit of Zach Buenamasi out there. And here is your man, Calvin Ratabuli. Does the business.
Yeah, it was a great pass by Julius. Just sort of waited, faked like he was passing right to Adrian and just split the gap.
Yeah, you see those when they come off, deadly. You can beat 2 or 3 players very easily. Unfortunately, we've also all seen them when they don't come off either, snapping the wrists on them and going straight at the centre forward.
Straight for a sub, eh?
Yeah, I'm not running back. That one was one of the good variety.
That's it. And they're just creating that by just creeping up on the wing halves, just asking some questions.
Kevin Gunbiel with some heater on that one. They want to say foot, perhaps second runner, but both umpires saying just the long corner. Yeah, the other thing that really helps with being able to skip transfer like that is just the ability for those guys to hit a good long ball on the deck.
Yeah.
We talked big physical guys that hit a good ball. And Smithy's going to be under a bit of pressure here. And that's the wisdom, the experience being shown there from an international player and Adrian Smith.
That's it. Yeah, and it was really cool to see, the likes of him and his brother getting their first international tournament. They've been really, really waiting for that moment for decades. And just chatting to some of the guys over in Oman, like there's probably their last games for Fiji, and like what a way to do it.
Yep.
Over in the Middle East, playing a World Cup for your country, and they're very proud people, so it was really good to have them along.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Adrian's been part of all 4 of the tournaments through Heritage Hockey, and he's been very proud to represent the Pacific people, and especially his Fijian heritage. And here he is, showing he's still got it up the front. It's been stolen away though. Yeah, as the years have gone on at Heritage Tournament, I think he's moved the layer back each year.
Yeah, man. I just stopped playing.
Spry striker in 2020, and since then, at the back, just working around the edge of the circle there. Norpeta, in he goes now.
Very good close skills.
Still there. First save is a good one from David Finau. And well defended in the end there. There's players on both sides of the field that can really turn players inside out.
Yeah.
Norpeta again, pretty unassuming to look at. He doesn't look like he's long, and again similar to Rocco Ludoff, and then just can chop hands real quick.
Yeah. The good thing about Norps as well is the way he dribbles is he keeps the ball on his stick the whole time, so he doesn't really give you much of a read. And then once he gets into an area, he'll really, like you said, he'll be explosive in his movements. And yeah, he doesn't look like he plays the game at pace, but he can definitely run with the ball.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes players, so dynamic. Is not just their ability to be fast, but it's the change of pace and the ability to change tempo, which really catches defenders out. You talk about things like getting flat-footed or getting on the wrong foot or lulled into the wrong tempo. And
this is a thing I'd never see is Tonga playing centre back.
Yeah, it slid and swung at it before it even got delivered.
Mate, Dan does not score conventional goals, so I'm not surprised that was him putting that one away.
He'll be embarrassed that I tell this, but we played a preseason game just the other day and he's cranked one across on the reverse. He'll tell you that. It's come off 2 of our defenders, sticking into the net, and he's back at halfway celebrating. He loves a goal. They don't always look the prettiest, but man, Scanny's the one that'll score them.
That's it. And even just playing with him a few times for Pacifica, just his work rate, it's contagious. He's zipping around the field, probably marking your man as well. So.
Yeah. There's no question of his work rate. He's similar to Caleb Williamson in that aspect. He's probably started to figure out a little bit more of how to control it. He's a real student of the game. Dan Scanlon loves watching tape, loves studying, loves really breaking down the intricacies of it. But man, just work rate on work rate.
And it showed in his indoor selections. I think his shootout yesterday was pretty much a indoor shootout. So it's good that some of those guys are getting opportunities elsewhere.
Yeah, we'll jump into the the New Zealand Junior Māori huddle there. Lucky we don't have any lip readers on the staff, because I think David Hayes was telling Harley, watch your language, because the camera was in close. There's Stu Piduin with the NZ Fiji boys. Some good coaches from both sides. Pidu and of course Kevin Fraser in there with the Fiji team, and then Dave and Harley in with the Māori boys. Really cool getting some good direction at these quarter breaks, and these are guys that have played a lot of hockey at good levels, so really looking forward to seeing what they come out with in the second quarter.
Yeah, Stu's very clear in his instruction as well. He came in the last year I was in there, and just real calming player. I've obviously played a lot against him in NHL spaces and stuff, but yeah, as a coach, just real calming, which for the PR boys, they can get a bit frustrated at times, so it's good to have that head there. And then obviously on the other side, you've got a lot of experience in Māori hockey, so yeah, it'll be interesting how they come out in the second quarter. Yeah,
it was cool to see just then. We caught a glimpse of Hemi Hickson also in the dugout for the New Zealand Māori side. I think unable to play this weekend off the back of some Black Sticks camps and things that he's been involved in, but so good to have him there in this age group and part of this group, but contributing in that space as well. Yeah,
he's got a good future ahead of him, Hemi. Like I said, sometimes you get frustrated when you maybe go to a camp and you might not get what you want, but you got to stick at it, especially in this country. And one of our premier players in the Māori space, old Hemi, these days. So yeah, it's good that he's around there, probably just chatting to some of the young guys and being a presence in that dugout.
Yeah, Fiji, but it looks like a bit of ice out there. Sammy's the boys got the skates on. Paradise Ice.
That's it.
Perhaps they need to get around to Go Hockey and grab some new shoes.
Well, it's on with our guts with the curls. So I think him and Calvin at halftime might have put some hair oil in or something.
Too much activator.
Yeah, too much activator.
The Jerry Curl activator for the boys there. One we haven't spoken much of is just a nice little touch there, Jake Suchun.
Yeah, he's a gun.
On the field gun now with ECB, East Coast Bays up here. Of course, usually have the Fraser boys out here in this lineup, but over in Europe playing their hockey at the moment. There's a couple more of the ECB boys.
Yep. I think they won the City last year, and they had a big contingent from down in Hamilton. So it's always good to see them about ripping through for Pacifica. Jacob's a good kid, loves the game. So as we said, great goal.
Oh,
he's had a good tournament. This kid.
It's Braithen Lemon again. He's the one who scored that solo goal yesterday, and he's done it again here. Probably not one on the big radars of people coming into this tournament, playing for Waitaki B actually in last year's Māori hockey tournament. Got the call up through the junior selection process, and man, he's paying the coaches back at the moment with 2 goals this weekend that a lot of people might not be able to score.
And that's the thing, like with our tournament, Māori tournament expanding so much, the kids in the B team aren't like rubbish anymore. You got these kids that are really, really good, and it just means that the talent in the A team is also good. So for a guy like that to come in and have such an impact, Waitaki would probably have to be on the radar too now. But yeah, happy for the kid. He scored a great goal yesterday, and now a great finish today. Yeah,
and you mentioned that, like, there's opportunities starting to come as these rohe are expanding, and Waitaki have had such a strong hold of players that have remained consistent in that A side. I think a lot of these guys actually came out of the B program in Pānapa. Tristan, both the Palmer boys, all came through that side out of their season with Rua Mata. So, huge opportunities, and here he goes tackle again. This is Caleb Williamson. He's got one-on-one, but he's got Lemon with him. Puts it on the foot.
Unlucky.
They're going to come back for it there. Yeah, it's I like seeing Caleb Williamson and Braithen Lemon playing together. That's a combo you don't want to see if you're a slower defender.
Nah. That's something they could use a little bit more often, especially against these big boys at the back.
Oh no, what a ball. This Braithen Lemon really turning it on these last couple of minutes. That could have been a goal and one on a silver platter across, I think it's Tyler Kennedy. who was in a really good spot but just couldn't get it under control. That one, Sammy, I think had your name all over it. That's a special for you,
Oh,
the
man,
bobbler.
Yeah. That's it, mate. If it's not going in goal, someone's getting hit by it probably.
That good composure there by Zane Ayuk. Here is not Scanlon, Suchun up through Jan Peterson. And again, I think written on the tape around Tioranga's wrist is find the biggest dude.
Yeah.
And I'll go at him. He's just going one-on-one with Kailea and with Jan Peterson.
Yeah, you don't want to get in a tussle with the Polynesian ninja, especially when he's got his headband on.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It is actually a pair of red band jandals inside those shoes. He's got there. I'm not even sure there is.
Yeah, one of our boys tried to put on a hit today, but he led with the bloody head, so I told him, man, if you get injured, that's your fault.
We see this Fiji team just sitting in a bit of a three-quarter, looking to target the outsides. Turn over though, straight through the middle. And here's Rocco Ludolf, been quiet in the last 5 minutes. And hopefully he'll inject himself. Tioranga just jogs himself away out of there. Here's Hawk. Good touch intercept there by Kyle Carver. Stafford again up this left side. Go back out through Waka.
Yeah, it's good. Just a period of just moving the screen. You can just be patient. There's not much pressure on you. So it's a good time now. You see Norps just drop into the back four.
Yep. Nice shape change. Free hit coming there for the junior Māori side. Trying to work up towards that T-bar. Stafford going on a bit of a dribble. Oh, a little hezzy. Same move.
It's
Still there, though, for Tyler Kennedy.
oh, man. They didn't really get any advantage out of that, but at least they're trying.
Yep.
They're getting stuck in.
Yeah, there's a nice little bit of, there's a couple little hesitation drags there from Keelan Stafford that I thought looked really good, standing
Yeah.
up a few defenders. You love seeing an outside defender, a wing half there, having a bit of a dart. So
Especially in a 3.
yeah. Back three, you guys all good?
Yeah.
We got a goalie.
It's like when I saw, I think Quinton Smith in our game. He was
in the circle?
He was in the circle, and
Yep.
I looked back and I was shocked. Because he works night shift as a doctor and he hasn't actually slept. So
All right. Yeah, he was in. I think he won a PC, if I remember.
yeah. Nice little hug there.
And that's another fight that I don't think is going to be sanctioned by the WBO for weight intolerances.
All I know is Zane is really happy to get a 2-minute rest.
Yeah, TJ Hudanui could bring 6 more TJ Hudanuis and probably still not tip the scales. Zane Ayuk. But you're right, Zane, I'm sure, happy for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
There is Hudanui. Excellent. Oh, no, in fact, it was Panapa Hawk. Probably pretty hard done by there. I would have thought that was pretty close to inside the circle, but again, the refs are a bit closer than we. And I always see it with one eye.
Yeah, I never disagree with them. Ever.
I've not once either. I think all my cards have actually been from being too nice to the refs.
Yeah, my mirror's hurt a lot over the years.
Here's Talaval looking long. Solid overhead. It's over, and Ratabuli just can't pull it in. Good areas, though.
Yeah, and they sit back in a bit of a 3-quarter, half-court, and what that means is in a team that's really good and effective in the midfield, if you turn it over, you've got all that space to attack into. So that's what they like, the Polynesian boys. You know, they like to keep it nice and compact and then really attack at speed.
It also just helps, you know, if you've got new combinations on the field, you're a little bit closer in terms of things like handoffs or lane changes and just that ability to stay close and connected, especially being down a player for at least a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. Like, to be fair, I watched the tape back yesterday and our team full pressed the whole game and wonder why they were so buggered. And the other team had so much space. So, yeah, you're definitely right. Just compacting the space that they have to work in, and obviously you're a lot closer to targets when they're on the ball. So, yeah, very well drilled, this team. You see Jacob just moving to the back to swing. And look, the right half that is really high up the field.
Yeah. He's actually engaged the midfield now, and they've had to come out of shape a little bit, this New Zealand Māori team.
Yeah, which makes that double transfer even more deadly as well. But not if you pass it straight to them.
Yeah. Oh, there
Some
he is,
great
starting to show
skills.
some skill. 3D,
Yeah.
take the free kick. Off he goes.
Yeah, what I like about Bubby is he's fearless. He doesn't care who's in front of him, who's trying to tackle him.
Yep.
You know, he's got one direction.
And you love to see that, you know, with some of these young players, that doesn't matter who it is. I got 2 legs, you got 2 legs. We can battle it out. And yeah, fearless is a good way to describe Tioranga. And over it goes. Oh, I just got caught up there on it.
And needs to save those moves for the club, I think.
Yeah, the social tonight. Yeah. Moritz Raymond was doing the dance. And speaking of dance, Rocco Ludoff makes some dance.
Great tackle.
Oh, what a pick. I think it was Solomon high a plank back there.
Yeah, that's the one.
Doing the business. Again, probably not a noted defender, but doing his bit there. Yeah, Ludoff, I'm surprised didn't go to that forehand drag. He's tried 5 times.
Yeah. Here's another one that's progressed really well in the harbour space and been in the NHL setup the last couple of years, and it definitely shows.
As we close in on about 5.5 minutes left here in this second quarter. Now, last game of day 2 here. It's the 4 o'clock men's game. New Zealand Fiji are up 3-1 over New Zealand junior Māori side.
Great pass.
Nice tip off there by Braithen Lemon. Just couldn't beat the player there. Solomon high a plank. Out here through Talaval, Guttenbiel. Great tackle, great defensive work there, but thrown straight back once, twice. Falling now for Suchun. This is really nice build up. Oh, it deserves a goal. That was really good from that first intercept by Jake Suchun.
Very slick, yeah.
Yeah, playing I think, through Kailea, Scanlon, back through Suchun. Cleaned up over there by Tom Iverson.
Unlucky.
It's the right idea, but just in the passing lane there, Rocco Ludoff. And happy just to hold the ball for a little bit at the halfway line here. This NZ Fiji side, they've got the scoreboard on their side, thanks to some early goals.
Two teammates there, Rocco and Tioranga, playing for the Takapuna club here in North Harbour. So I'll be loving the battle between those two guys.
Yeah, no strangers to this this turf here.
Yep.
And their club hockey up here. And Tioranga, I think, travels up every week to do it. So at school down at Ruamata, players school hockey for there, and then up each week to don the green for Takapuna, so love the commitment.
Oh, receive, be the man, and
Yeah.
just couldn't get the finish away.
What do we call that? That's the $1 million move with the 10-cent finish.
Someone almost got a face reconstruction from that as well.
Yeah. Lucky Ben Cooper didn't get all of that one, the way it was angled, because I think there were 3 ducks in a row. None of them were called Donald.
No. I don't think Adrian had the duck there.
No. No, he jumped. Caleb Williamson threading it. Cooper, he's done it again. And perhaps the most nonchalant save you'll ever see. At Heritage Hockey, Dave Finau said, "Here, have another go." I don't reckon you can get 2 in a row. He's pretty much just dropped it and given it back to him.
That's the thing that this Māori team should just take a bit of encouragement in the last few minutes, getting a few opportunities. Like, they will come. It's just this Fijian team is very well drilled. So, like we did yesterday, you spend most of the time without the ball, but you just got to take your opportunities.
Yeah, that's it. And like I said, they should get some confidence out of this last sort of 5 or so minutes where they have created a few opportunities. That's an excellent pass. Here comes Timon Iverson. Oh, and he's got it back.
Hit it.
Oh,
Brave by Zaki there.
Timon Iverson.
Yeah, it's just hard. The two Māori strikers were on the same line.
Yeah.
So, but hey, you know, when you're that close to the circle, I want to be the first one to it as well.
He just got a little bit out of time there. Where we'd like to have seen him hit it, and he's just on the wrong feet and the ball's in a little bit too close to him. It's unfortunate because I've seen him score some rippers for there. I remember a NHC in Tauranga, I think at the buzzer he scored one from about the same spot.
Yep.
To send things to a penalty shootout, if I remember correctly.
Him and Dempster scored some bangers in the game against Australia earlier this year, and yeah, Ty not like a noted goal scorer, but he's always finds himself in that position to shoot. So yeah, hopefully we can see him a little bit further out the field in the second.
Yeah, well, it was no slight to him when we said we're surprised to see him at the back, but certainly like seeing him as that go-forward midfielder a little bit more so.
I think he's probably a bit weird for him not having one of his brothers out there. So
I was going to say the same thing actually. He's perhaps feel a little bit lost out there without Hera or Kiha out there.
That's it.
Good pressure put on there by Tioranga. Just did enough that Zach Bunamasi couldn't take it clean. And here comes Tristan Waka. Can't get through. Suchun, Jake Suchun's got Jan Peterson. Here is the Jan. Oh, Peach. They just didn't have the time in them, the Fiji team. So 3-1. Curtains on the first half here in our final game of day 2. This one, a battle of survival more than anything. These two teams needing a win here to go through with a chance to make the final come Monday. Sam, it's been a good game, solid game. Obviously the Fiji side with that scoreboard advantage, just being a little bit more clinical up the front, but plenty of signs of a battle in this one.
Yeah, for sure. I think they obviously started really quickly and got a goal on the board early into the game. But the Māori team is just, you know, they've held back in their structure and taken on that pressure for a little while, and they've finally got into the game. So yeah, hoping for some more opportunities for them in the second, and see if they can make this game a little bit closer.
Yeah, they're probably a little bit shell-shocked in those first 10 minutes or so, that first quarter where Fiji came out and went bang, bang pretty quickly, knocking them down 2 pegs. But since then, they've grown back into the game, the Māori team, and 3-1 thanks to that solo effort from Braithen Lemon, which could go down as one of the goals of the weekend. They find themselves right back in this arm wrestle. You know, this next goal, wherever it comes, is going to be huge. If this Māori team can get it back to 3-2, it's all on and it becomes a real dogfight from there. Alternatively, if the Fiji boys can push out to 4, then perhaps they can just, start to work towards the end of the game.
Yep.
So it becomes interesting this third quarter, the pivotal third quarter, like they always are and always say. But we will look at some of the highlights after a short ad break. We'll be right back after this.
But I got the reach. Pop, lock, now I'm off the leash. Mic drop, I ain't gotta preach. I just do what comes natural. 5-star, everything I see. Live large, no apology. Take charge, no one can compete. I just do what comes natural.
Welcome back here to the North Harbour Hockey Centre for the New Zealand Heritage Hockey Tournament. Half time here between New Zealand Fiji and the New Zealand Junior Māori side. You can see on the scoreboard there 3-1 to the Fijian team. And back out the two teams come. If you're just joining us, the Fijian side in the white and New Zealand Junior Māori in the black singlets. And out comes the ball, and Sam, it was a really good first quarter, especially for this New Zealand Fiji side, and they find themselves ahead.
Yeah, obviously a really quick start, getting 2 goals on the board really quickly and building a little bit of scoreboard pressure, but the New Zealand Māori team just, they've stuck in their structures and defended really hard, and you can tell that the Poly boys are maybe forcing a few more balls now, as the Māori team is tight in the gaps. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting second half.
Yeah, and there's a completely impartial spectator. I'd love to see the junior Māori side score a goal pretty early in this third period and just start to turn the heat up a little bit on both sides.
Yeah.
And not allow this Fijian side to cruise through the period. I'd love to see them really on the back fence, tighten things back up again. You see this Fijian side, you're just happy to knock the ball around the back. Probably one of the best sides in the comp at it. Which is interesting because you'd think that losing 2 phrases, you'd take away that ability. Even Stupidu, who's sometimes
Luke
out there and playing. Yep,
yeah.
Luke as well. So you take those 4 guys out of the back group, you'd think that maybe they lose that ability, but no, not with, again, some of these guys that are out there now. Zane Ayuk, Adrian Smith, around the back there, Zach Burnamasi also, with that ability to throw a good ball across the deck.
Yeah, and the good thing about a lot of those players is they've been coached by Brett Lever, and you can tell, especially the 2 bigger boys. And yeah, he was big for us in the last few series that we've had with Pacifica. So pretty much like junior versions of them, probably a little bit less aggressive, but definitely the same mould. Yeah,
for those of you unfamiliar with Brett, widely regarded as probably one of the toughest hockey players ever to walk the planet, and certainly toughest New Zealand representatives ever. First Pacific Islander to represent New Zealand, the Fijian man, and yeah, tough as nails. Everything's hit hard. Everything's with full guts, and yeah, you can see it from some of these boys in the way they transfer the ball and the way they play. Pretty low to the ground too for big boys. This Māori team just happy to sit in this sliding 3/4 at the moment. Now creep their way up, and at some point the trigger will come from Hudnu. There it is, the half split. And good pressure there by Caleb Williamson.
Wouldn't mind seeing him operate in the screen from the middle. See if you can really try and split those two big boys at the back.
Yep.
You know he doesn't start running, that kid.
Yeah, that's it. And where their biggest strength, when I like middle defenders getting good width and the ability to pass the ball, it is also an avenue to split them.
Yeah.
If you've got someone with the leg rate, like Williamson. Speaking of leg rate, here goes the Jandal.
No goalie swap for the second half.
Interestingly, there they changed at half time yesterday. Miles Landon back to the bench, and Solomon Kaihe came out, but not at this stage.
It'd be good for Miles as Solomon will be involved in the try series as well. So
an unfortunate little mishap there. Penalty corner coming for the Fiji side. Dan Scanlon getting some high fives. And you speak about strange goals. It can be 40 degrees outside and he's still got his longs on. Danny Scan, I don't know how he does it.
I think he'd play in the Pacifica jacket if he could.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You could be in Oman in 45 degrees and he's in his longs. Looks like Guttenbiel and Kailea up on the bracket. Guttenbiel took the first two. Suchun to pull it out. Kailea. Regulation save in the end there, but had to be made. Came up quick on him. Miles Landon. A good hand save there. Kailea got a good piece of it, but not as wide as I'm sure he would have liked. Guinamasi there, just crabbing across the field. Trying to link up. Here's Jan. This is danger.
Great save.
Oh, that's an extremely good save. Again, it's hard to describe just how quick that comes from Jan. He's facing the wrong direction. You don't quite know where it's going. Get a left boot out at that is really solid from Miles Landon. So hats off to the young goalkeeper. There's obviously a reason he's still on the pitch. So
that's it. And he played really well last year as well.
Yep.
Obviously had him and Solomon. They've developed exponentially from last year as well, and then obviously taking Solomon away has been good for his development as well. So yeah, good stocks in the keeping ranks in Māori hockey.
It's interesting to see there. I think Adam Kailea and Te Oranga Hohepa, they're just talking about that Rua Mata documentary. I think Kailea giving him some acting tips, perhaps. I'm sure that's what the conversation was down in the corner.
Yeah. Big part of Adam's game, getting under your skin.
Yeah.
It's good when he's on your team.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, comes Ludoff. Got to get past Braithen Lemon. That's another fantastic bit of effort there from Braithen Lemon. He's really standing up this tournament.
And then Uncle Kailea comes in to finish it off.
Yeah. Backing up his mate Rocco.
That's it.
Yeah. Every year we see somebody who really puts their name up in, up in lights, and it might not be to the highest peak, but Braithen Lemon certainly putting some people on blast at how good he is on both sides of the ball now for this junior Māori side.
100%. Yeah, it's had 2 quality finishes over 2 games, and he's getting stuck into not only the defensive work, but getting out there and trying to create for his team as well.
When we think back at some of the real highlight performances at this tournament, you've got to think about Dylan Muggleston 2 years ago for that first Heritage Barbarian side.
Yep.
Vance Harvey at last year's tournament for the New Zealand Māori side. Kai Elliott always stepping up. Chris Amakia, those sorts of players who can really string some games together here. And what a pass. Jan's put it on a dime. And if the ball didn't go in, the stick might have, and the ball's gone in the second time. Oh, they're going to call a free hit away for axe swing, I think was that signal.
If that had gone in, I wouldn't have said anything, I think.
No, the only thing it was missing, I wish the stick had gone over the line.
Yeah, that's
and
what
then
I
the
was-
ball joined it. That
Exactly.
would have been Instagram worthy. Inside hockey, chuck it on.
Yeah, that'd have been up on Dan's Insta real quick.
Yeah. I know we're talking hypotheticals here, but you imagine if the stick had stopped the ball on the second one. You hit the stick in and then it saves the goal.
And then I bet you it would have been play on.
The things you see, you
man.
see at Heritage Hockey.
That's it.
Midway through the third quarter here.
Yeah, the game speed's died off quite a bit, and just a bit of a battle of possession. Both teams just happy to sit in structure and pass the ball around.
Yeah, I think if you're looking from the New Zealand-Fiji perspective, A, they've got the scoreboard on their side at the moment. B, they probably do give up the speed advantage at the back.
Yeah, that is very true.
And it wouldn't surprise me if they are trying to gear themselves up for what could be a hell of a fourth quarter thrown at them by this Māori junior side.
And also they winning today, obviously they have to get well, they don't really have to get a result tomorrow, but it'll be in their minds, obviously, with us playing the junior Māoris, and still everything to play for as well.
Yeah, that's it. Obviously, losing a shootout just makes things really awkward in that point situation. Pretty clear cut on the women's side, which is nice. You've got a dead rubber and a semi tomorrow. The men's with a shootout and with weird results makes everybody a mathematician all of a sudden and trying to work out the what ifs. So the key for these guys is obviously win this one well.
Yep.
And then deal with whatever tomorrow serves up. But you've got to get through this one first. This junior Māori side, well, they know they're the opposite. If they don't win here, see you later, bronze medal on Monday. That's the best they'll be able to do. So, Ludov, money. Just lost a bit of orientation, I think, there in the circle.
I think his curls weighed him down a bit there. Just, got him off target, but with Calvin, you'll see he's always in that position to score. He just pops up. Loves to get on the end of things. So.
Yeah, they come out the left-hand side. Nice reverse stick pass there from Stafford. Here we go, forward through to Kohu Palmer.
Yeah, it's really good to see from the junior Māori team. Like last year, just them competing with everyone.
Yep.
That was a big win for us last year, and obviously not getting the results, but we pushed every team. And it's good that they're not getting in their shell or anything like that. They're still trying to play. They're still trying to score goals and win. And it's a good blueprint for the future. Because if I was young, I'd definitely want to play in this team.
Yeah, that's it. It's about creating pathways, not only for those that are here on the turf, but those that are watching at home. And it could be, younger brothers, sisters, family members, or just people keen to play some good level hockey, keen to represent their heritage. And speaking of heritage, here's Eastgate, finds Ratabuli again. What has he got this time? Ratabuli still there. This is Eggs. This is all over the place at the moment. And in the end, it's going to be a long corner for the NZ Fiji side. Again, we had a stick out of the hands of a defender. I think Tristan Waka perhaps needs to get some grip on that thing. Here comes Fiji. And out come this Māori side. 5 minutes left to play in this third quarter. No change to the halftime score of 3-1 to NZ Fiji. And here's Timon Iverson just trying to find a bit of a gap. Not going to get through. Adrian Smith there. Tried to go through the legs. Kevin Guttenbeer does, though, go through Teoranga's legs. And I don't think he's winning that one, Chad Eastgate.
I thought that was me for a second. Looks a lot like me on a weekend.
You heard the PI aunties go up in the barracks in front of us, cheering him on.
That's good. They had a bit of a crew over in Oman with them, and yeah, whenever you heard the last, you knew they were around, and it was usually in the tent. They had a bit of a warm-up tent for us, and they'd been in there playing games and having a laugh, and it was good to have them stay at the same hotel as well. Good bit of culture with the boys, especially, you know, being sort of two minorities in the hockey space and being close together and sharing that experience with each other was really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those that are, you know, out there and wanting to be involved, hopefully we get the opportunity again to represent New Zealand, represent Aotearoa on the big stage.
Just hopefully not in somewhere so hot.
You be careful what you wish for. I've been up in the north of Europe at winter time, and
true. Very
it's
true.
not all it's made up to be. Here come the Māori side through. Williamson. Oh. They're going to call back of the stick there, I think, on the entry pass. There's the big bomb. All the way there. Sakil Patel there bringing that one down. Ludov. Has he got some magic in him? Cleaned up there by Timon Iverson. And he's passed it back to Rocco Ludov. Probably not the person you wanted with the ball.
Great. Bit unorthodox, we got the ball there, Tristan.
Yeah, that's probably what's catching Rocco Ludov off a little bit. It's just the unorthodox tackling style. Those boys growing up on the street hockey turfs of Ruamata.
See if Tyler can use some of his skill, young Taranaki boy. Unfortunately, he couldn't keep that one in.
As we see some of the family over the back fence.
The hockey wipers.
Yep.
And they have their little series going. Man, they mustn't do much else but watch hockey and take their kids around the country. So it's always good to see them here supporting the kids.
Absolutely, Western Cherie. You know, they've got a fair few tournaments they get up and down to through the year. Tournaments, club games, seasons, school games, the lot.
Sometimes all on one weekend.
Yeah, that's it. And not just playing, so he is out here coaching at the moment. So now it's gone across the goal, and I'm going to tell you why. Jan, for some ungodly reasons, taken his headband off, and he's the shell of the man he once was.
He must have the live stream going. He must not want to get any stick from me, but all I can say is it's pretty shiny.
That's it. Lucky the sun's over the backside from where we are, because if he's in a morning game, we can't do it. No, but I think if he had the headband on, that one goes in. I haven't seen him miss one with the headband on.
Yeah, that headband was a bit of a funny story. He didn't have his normal one out at Colmar, and he just had like a little towelette sort of thing, and just wrapped around his head, and he went out there and he turned into beast mode. So, yeah, that's Jan. That's Jan for you.
Yeah, there's not many with a longer service at the top level than Jan, and he's just stayed there for years on years. You know, I remember playing NHL, NHC against him moons ago, and I'm sitting up here and he's still running around playing.
Yeah, man.
An absolute weapon and a real role model in this Pacific space. You know, a lot of guys can look up to not only the way he plays, but the way he treats the environment as well. And
Yep.
you know,
Yeah, always leading from the front. Yeah, you're pretty much like, if this old guy can run around the field, we can do it too. So it's, you know, he shows the boys around the park.
there he is, Jan, in the bright orange shoes and leading around the NZ Fiji boys. He always smiles, loves to be here.
Yeah.
Loves nothing more than having a run around with the PI boys, and they're playing well at the moment, up 3-1, heading into the fourth quarter here. Sam, we've already mentioned countless times that, what's on this game and the needs to win and all the rest of it. How do you see this last 17 shaping out? At what point do teams start pushing to get, that lead back potentially, or, do you start to park a bus if you're up 2? What do you want to see, or what do you expect to see?
I think for the Fiji team, they're really happy in just moving the young junior team around the park, and just frustrating them by holding position. Sort of similar to our Asian boys yesterday. Last quarter, I just told them we have to go for it. There's no need to die wondering and go home hoping we'd worked harder. And just said to them, it's probably going to be a bit of a dogfight. So, yeah, I'd like to see the junior guys to just sort of take it to them a little bit more, play through the midfield, and then try and use their strengths up front. And yeah, it may leave you exposed at times, but you kind of have to if you want to get a result. So, yeah, I'd just like to see the juniors take it to them, and then I think the PIs the Fijians will hold it until they have to. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. Like I said before, if the Māoris can get a quick goal, that could change the game. But definitely the tempo of the game. So, yeah.
Yeah, and we were talking. I was talking with Seidel in the earlier women's game about managing this period of time, and there's different ways that you can try and put pressure on. Some teams opt to take the goalkeeper off and add the extra player. Some team might go to a full-time back 3 and push an extra player up with an attacking midfielder. Some might just go hell for it and 2 defenders and we'll run them and play 2 on the line strikers type of thing. So there's lots of different things that can happen, and it's the subtleties of hockey, and I think that's what guys like us really enjoy about it. There is a lot of different things you can change and on the fly.
Yeah, definitely. I think if the Hohepas can link, which they haven't done too much today, they did yesterday, and they had the opportunities. Yeah, if we can get maybe a Norps breaking that first line of the screen and then getting Tioranga further up the field, I think they can cause a lot of havoc.
Yeah, that's it. It's finding those connections in a tournament like this where these guys don't always play together. It's finding the little bits that do work and really trying to play to them. So whether it's guys that play club together, brothers, it certainly helps. But trying to just pick up on something pretty quickly that does happen and does work, and really trying to take advantage of it. So I think you're right. I'd love to see those two just pushing a little bit more into that midfield space, layered. Really creating something going forward for this junior Māori side. This is a good opportunity for it here. The one-handed sweep tackle, I guess you call it.
That's it.
Again, unorthodox, but if it works, it works. And those are some of the things you see here.
It's just part of our Polynesian culture, being brought up sweeping a lot. So. Comes out onto the turf.
Yeah, and now again you see this Fiji side happy in that half court there. You can see 3 at the front, and then they're just trying to block channels through that midfield. Here's the trigger through Jan. And they've done well there. Here's Jake Suchun. Adam Kailia.
Great pass.
Yeah, excellent vision there across the other side of the field. And here we go. This is what we wanted to see.
The Specky.
Yeah, off the baseline. Specky hit the near side. One thing I do want to say about this New Zealand junior Māori side is they're probably just a little bit guilty when they get into that one-on-one of playing too close to the defender. A lot of time they're just trying to bat it through the player and hope it gets through. You saw it again there. Probably just better for that back player in the 2-on-1 to lead off the left foot, or maybe even a 3D over the forehand, that sort of thing, rather than just shoveling it and hoping it gets through. Because some of these big boys that can lay a good platform, it's just too hard to go through them.
Yeah, we talked about it in our game this morning, just carrying into contact zones. These guys play a lot of good quality hockey, so they will be low and and they will pick the ball off you. So it's just figuring out that zone that you're comfortable in and you can still pass effectively.
Yep.
So just basically not bringing a defender into play when they don't need to be, really.
Yeah, that's it. And it goes both ways, and it's not just the ball carrier. It's easy to say, hey, just stop dribbling at that guy, but if the players off the ball aren't, like you say, getting down the left foot or leading across the grain of the ball, it becomes pretty hard for the ball carrier to do that. So
that's it, man.
It's the responsibility of everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, Jan's kept it in under the wing. Maybe the headband's been putting him off. Scanlon.
I think he had too much time then.
Oh, he just needed to hit someone's stick away first and he would have buried it. And he's dug up some of the turf. He's going to be sent to Bill, I think, by the Black Sticks when they come back out to train next week.
Needed to pop it on his reverse.
Oh, tell you, we had this conversation yesterday. He's got to be one of the quickest at getting it away on his reverse and at a almost too sharp of an angle too.
Yeah, like he doesn't, like when he hits him sometimes it's just, it's not him getting low or his feet movement. He's just got good hand speed.
Yeah.
And he knows where to get his body out of the way to get the contact. I used to be able to do that before I pulled all my hamstrings. But yeah, it's a great skill. Quick shooting is something that a lot of good strikers should have these days. Yeah,
absolutely. And like I said, it's not necessarily about getting everything low. It's just knowing where your feet need to be positioned, where your hands need to be to get that going quickly. And a lot of times that's not at the end of the stick.
No.
It's just making sure you can get one away. A little bit of a scramble there. Hunter Hawk takes the brave option at hitting it at Jan.
Yeah, that's it.
He's just the sort of guy that'll just hit his stick and somehow he'll come away with it, Jan.
Oh, man. You got to watch out for him, man. Like, a lot of kids don't know who he is, and they find out real quick, especially at club hockey around these days.
Yeah, who's this old ball-head fella? He's
Yeah,
running at
bro.
me. I have him.
Yeah, man. Forehand drags there, and then they're on their butt, wondering what just hit them.
Nice little bounce touch here. It's fallen for the Fijians. But here comes Braithen Lemon. If someone's going to create something, he could be it. Putanui.
Oh, I think he's hit the player.
Caleb Williamson went in swinging.
He's got the player, but good desperation. That's what we're saying. You know, that goal could, change the context of the rest of the game. But yeah, they're definitely fighting for a goal here.
Yeah, and the good thing about Caleb there is, as much as it didn't come off, it can only come off if you're in there.
Exactly.
And it was a nice touch from TJ Hudunu to beat the goalkeeper there.
Yeah, there's a little saying, I can't remember exactly what sport it came from, but one of the coaches said, if you plant your feet, you lose the opportunity. And so I tell that to a lot of kids, it's just to always move your feet, because you never know when a ball could spit out or anything like that, and if you're stationary, you lose the opportunity.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good thing, like you said, like Caleb, he's just not letting the play die. Wants to get in there, and if he had been stationary, he probably wouldn't have got there. So
yeah. Lemon is going to concede the free hit here.
I'm really impressed by him.
Yeah, about 10 minutes to go here. Like I said, he could spark something. He scored a couple of really good individual goals. He's getting himself in everything. One of the Rotorua boys, not at Rua Mata, but from the Rotorua area. Bit of position at the back here for the Fiji side. Love to get themselves organised, this Māori team, and really put some pressure on some of those back defenders, but you can't do it if you're not marked up at the back.
And they do play that really well, the contact striker. It's either going to be Jan or maybe Adam or whoever, and having multiple people that can do that is quite hard for the defence. So it's a good trait to have, especially with Jan, to just hold the play up and play you in behind. So.
Yeah, and for those that think it sounds like we're talking gibberish a little bit there, it's just that extra post-up lead in between the two layers there by one of those strikers to break up the defensive shapes and allow extra strikers to get ahead, play with the midfielders. And you mentioned Adam and Jan, two real strong exponents of it. just creates a pocket in there when the trigger man goes in the press that you can play into behind them. So, yeah, they're real good at it, this Fiji side, and those two in particular.
Yeah, just drags the central defenders out of place too, and if you got to make them make a decision, and you know, defenders aren't always the smartest, so it's a good ploy, especially when you got someone like Jan.
Good skill here. Penalty corner is the call there. I think they just got a little bit tangled up more than anything. Unfortunate, I think, for Keelan, but there's nothing else it could be there. Just ended up taking the legs of Calvin Ratsabuli there.
Oh, we got Guts and Rocco here, so we'll see what they do off this one.
I'm going to make a outlandish call here, and all for the state of the game. I think Specky save, get it going quickly, other end.
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it.
I hope they're not really set up for it, to be fair. You'd love to see probably two people up towards the circle at the other end.
Zane needs a chair.
Here we go. Ludoff. Oh no, they've given it back. What a save. Well, there was the Specky save.
Now get it going.
We got to the other end.
Oh no, the ref's blown it for nothing.
Just to check on the goalkeeper. Don't worry, ref, the goalkeeper's not taking the free hit.
We know they're tough. That's why they stand there.
Well, I got half of it right.
Yep.
Probably the easy half, to be fair.
And we've got a bit of an overload here. Oh, if they can see it. Yeah, Braithen just holding out on the right-hand side.
Yeah, that's, again, that's typical what you see there of just not having that leadership around the back to identify, hey, we've overlapped the right side.
Yeah.
Let's try and use it. Tennis rackets had holes in them.
That's it.
All the way through there.
To be fair, I think they were still there from the last attack. Yeah. And I don't think they came back, but
that was the injector from the corner. But just speaking of that corner, it was really solid defensive second running. I think it was Solomon there who got the first trap on Rocco's flick. Yep. Unfortunately, it did fall back there to Rocco, and then a great save on the ground by Miles Landon.
Yeah, it's a bit hard for the lads at the back this week as well. Like obviously not having like Kalan Mason around, and obviously last year had the likes of Adam Banks and a few of the Tamaki boys, but yeah, it's good that they got these guys in early so they can get their experience maybe this year and then use that to their advantage next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's you're not going to learn by watching it. You got to get out there and do it. And I've been impressed by some of these young fellas who, like we said, probably came out of the B team from Waiariki at last year's tournament.
And that was a cool concept for them too, obviously being sort of coached by Tenga at Māori tournament and playing with them as well. You know, he's done a lot for some of these young kids, and it shows out here on the field.
He just got caught on the wrong side. I think we'd like to call that the Caleb Williamson card. Just all guns blazing, got caught out not knowing how to stop. Ben Cooper that time, the recipient of it. Yeah. And I don't want to jinx it, but Caleb Williamson doesn't have a card yet.
No.
And
he spent a lot of time sitting next to me last year.
Yeah, last year. Last year, I think they started naming the cards after him.
Yeah. But,
he's been good today.
He's been really good
today. Again, that's just the sorts of thing that come with a bit of experience, is knowing how and when to slow down a little bit and controlling that pace. So it'll come. It'll come. A few people said tackle. I didn't think it was a great one, to be fair. Just raked to the back of the stick.
Yeah, I think when they pass it quickly to this left-hand side, Keelan's confident enough to receive open and kind of take on the wing strikers from the Pacifica team, so the Fijian team. So it'll be interesting to see if they use that. Well, I'll know to stop it tomorrow, but like interesting to see if they could even chuck him out on the right as well, because you see the likes of Braithen pushing out there a lot, Norpeta just having that that wing fullback that likes to get forward and put pressure on their screen.
Yep.
Could be something that breaks the opposition down a little bit, but obviously not long to go now.
Yeah, I know it's something that he's worked on a fair bit at club. He plays club hockey with Stu Pitu and Ben Tanner, two guys that can really, support in that role, and they really opened those skills up. Speaking of skills, oh man, these Rōmata boys, I tell you what, they will dive in front of a gun if that's what it takes to save a goal. Tristan Waka there getting all sorts of tangled up in Adam Kailea.
Yeah. He's telling him to.
Yep.
It's funny because Tristan actually bumped off Tutarangi last year as well, and he came up to me after the game and he was really apologetic. And I said, "What for?" And he said, "Oh, we're playing against men. I can't do that." And I said, "Man, you are a man. Look at you." So it's good to see him back out. He's a good kid. Plays the game strong.
Yeah, and I think the
Adam, he loves it.
Oh,
People think he's probably being a bit serious, but
nah,
he just loves it.
Yep.
He loves the contest.
You mentioned about Tristan. The crazy thing is, wait till he fills out. Like he's still only young in his body, and he's going to be a real weapon. He'd probably be similar to the likes of these guys like Zane Ayuk, and that when he fills out, he's really going to start to be dominant on the field. And if he can keep that skill set that he's already got, he'll be really dangerous for a long time for this New Zealand Māori outfit, junior or senior.
Yep. Oh, unlucky.
Yeah, interestingly, I think Braithen actually got a fair touch on that.
Yeah, he did. He read it well.
Yeah.
Just probably thought the defender may have touched it before him, but
we're in the last 2 minutes here. It could be too little too late for this junior Māori side unless things happen almost immediately here.
I think that was a 40-20 attempt by the Fijians.
Yeah, they'll push on the next scrum, I've heard.
Yeah, just like here, like if they can get it out to Keelan now and then him play forward, he's actually in a bit of space.
Yeah, it's identifying with that midfielder and even with that post up there is, hey, we actually want you out there early and then get out of that space.
Yeah, hard out.
And give a little bit of an avenue to play into. Speaking of play into,
Well done.
Ben Cooper. There's still time on it here, Sammy. We've got about 1:15 on the game clock.
I'll be grabbing that ball.
I'd be sprinting it back. I don't know about this jogging, fellas. Get yourselves in the dance. What's doing?
Yeah.
In fact, it's still in the net. No, they've brought it back. Here's Jandal on it. And now Adam Kailea is about 35 metres offside.
Yeah, he needs a head start.
And it's going to go all the way. That's heartbreaking.
Especially when you watch the goalie go get it.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, they've... I'd be ropeable right now. I'd be screaming my lungs off.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Not long left here. 25 seconds. That's going to hurt.
The no-looker.
Yep, this is probably going to be it.
Ooh, there's our boy.
Oh, no.
Damn it.
10 seconds. I had money on it.
Oh, man.
Same game multi.
Oh, at least we know it's him.
Oh,
that's too funny. Well, yeah, that was a good half-foot game, that one.
Yep, that was a really good game. Consolation one really in the end there for the junior Māori boys. Just ran out of time in the end.
Yep.
But well played and well controlled, I think, by the NZ Fiji team. Final score there, 3-2 to NZ Fiji. So they get themselves 4 points after today's game to add to their one, I believe, they took through from yesterday's shootout loss. So they're still somewhat perhaps in the mixer with a game to play tomorrow.
Yeah.
the New Zealand junior Māori side, well, they'll be resigned to the bronze medal match, but still a lot to play for in the next 2 days. And they showed a lot of heart there in that last quarter especially. Sammy, probably deserved in the end, the Fiji boys.
Yeah, obviously, good starts always welcome as a coach and as a team, and they just sort of built from there. They didn't really look like they were in too much trouble in parts of the game. They just controlled it really well and sort of tried to invite the Māori boys out to contest them, and then they'd play them behind them. So, yeah, nothing different from the Fijian boys, really well drilled. But from the Māori boys, just another good effort, pushing a quality team all the way to the end.
Yeah, and it's obvious the improvements from yesterday in their Fiji side, just their ability to convert some opportunities early. I think if they'd done the same thing in yesterday's game, they're probably 2 for 2 coming in now. But, you know, they couldn't take those opportunities yesterday, did it today, and they've deserved the win, I think, in the end. But like you said, it's full credit to this junior Māori side who hung in there, stood tough, stayed in the fight, and that's been kind of the motto of them since their inclusion in the tournament last year is, hey, look, and to be fair, this year even younger, 16, 17, 18-year-old team playing against men, just stay in the fight.
Yep.
Stick into it, and you'll get, you know, what comes when it comes. But, like I said, full credit to them and their effort. Awesome stuff. Celebrations there for the Fiji boys. I dare say North Shore has sold out a kava in the next 35 minutes.
Yeah, that's it, mate.
And we'll hear from the carver man himself. He's sidelined with Harley Copper and Adrian Smith.
Yeah, hey guys, we're back here again with the captain of the Fijian team. Congratulations, Adrian Smitty, good bounce back. Obviously, you've got a really insurmountable task tomorrow. We're taking on the Indians to make the final. Started off flying in the beginning, and then obviously the Māori try to catch you back up. Points to take away for today?
I reckon we just need to be a bit more consistent through our games and keep the ball. We've been throwing away a lot of good quality ball. We just need to sort of keep it in hand and then just pick our moments when we do go. Other than that, I think, you know, the Maoris put us under pressure, and we didn't sort of deal to the pressure really well. So we're going to look to just be more calm, a bit more collected, and hopefully get more goals to go in instead of outside the goal.
So in saying that though, you guys had a bunch of, bigger guys. How did they actually handle going sort of toe-to-toe? I think towards the end there, obviously, Māori were getting ascension just with a little bit more with speed. You've got your own speed still with Rocco. So was that a factor? You thought, well, hang on a minute, we've just got to get out to a good lead and we can hold them? Or
I reckon, well, the game plan was for us to just be a bit more sort of consistent with holding the ball. And just one of those main things is just, I think, being more content to just play a bit more slow hockey and a bit more structured hockey, and to get them to sort of run more than what we were doing. So I think in the next game we'll tend to hold the ball a bit more longer and then choose our moments.
Oh, well, thank you very much and well done. Congratulations.
Right. Thank you.
And a big bull of Anaka to our guy actually coming from Fiji. This is Chad. You want to, Bulla, would you like to say anything to the guys back home, and how are you finding hockey in New Zealand?
Oh, it's a pleasure being given the great opportunity to not only be able to develop our skills here, but learn as much as we can. You know, these opportunities don't come around as much, and for us being in Fiji, we don't get this much exposure as it is. So it's a great opportunity to come across, and I'd encourage anybody that gets the opportunity to do it.
And not only that, so you're playing for the New Zealand Fijian side, but you've also got a couple of Tongans in there by like Jan Peterson. Are you actually learning quite a bit from that sort of a style? I know it's a lot rougher than what you're used to in Fiji, but like, is that something you're learning from?
Oh, definitely. I know apart from the hockey experience, it's the cultural exchange as well. So it's always a good opportunity to not just play alongside our Fijian brothers, but also our Pacific brothers as well.
And is there anybody at home that you wish to say hello to whilst you got the camera?
Oh no, I'd just like to say, you know, it's a great opportunity, you know, and anybody that can come out to such an event like this, I'd encourage you to do so.
Well, thank you very much, Chad. You have a wonderful time.
Thanks so much. Naka.
Cheers, mate.
And that was, of course, our sideline reporter. Lucky he'd exhausted all of his swear words, I think, in that first quarter break. Sammy, it's Harley Cooper down there, just catching up with Smitty, and, of course, with Chad Eastgate, one of the few guys that have come across from Fiji. Good game, loved it. What are you eyeing up in your matchup tomorrow?
For our New Zealand Asian team, just building after the last 2 days, and today we wanted to build on our passing, and then we forgot our trapping at home, and tomorrow I just want a bit of a more complete performance. Obviously the junior Māori team, knowing who's coaching against them, will come out hard, and yeah, just stylistically I think it's going to be a bit of a good matchup. You know, young, fit, strong fellas on their end, and then some smaller, faster guys on our end. So yeah, it'll be a good matchup and everything to play for our boys. Yeah.
All right, looking forward to it. We'll be watching it. We'll be bringing all those games to you live tomorrow, kicking off at 10 a.m. with the New Zealand Asian women taking on the New Zealand Junior Māori team. Following that up by the same exchanges with the men at midday. Then we go into the women's New Zealand Heritage Barbarians taking on the Indian Sports Ladies in what pretty much becomes a semi-final tomorrow. And then we finish the day off at 4 o'clock with the New Zealand Fiji men taking on New Zealand Indian Sports in what is going to become, again, a huge game for the Fijian team if they want to book themselves into Monday's final. Thank you for all of you that have joined us along, not only in this game, but all of the games today. I've been Brad Pittman, joined by Sam Hewitt. We'll see you on the next one.
Up the wires.